Welcome to 13 Weeks to Mindfulness by True Path. This is a 13-week series that teaches you how to become mindful in your life. So from week 1 and just learning what mindfulness is all the way to week 13, hopefully you become organically mindful, making mindfulness a habit in your daily life. And when that happens, it's amazing. So mindfulness, just to repeat myself again, mindfulness is the art of paying attention on purpose. And I call it an art because it's a practice. It's something that you get better at, and you have to practice to get better. Mindfulness, when you're there in the present, you're not there in the future or in the past, which is where we live a lot of our lives. So learning to become present is an extremely powerful thing, and it changes your life in so many ways that you don't even realize. So this is week 6, and this is breathing. Again, we did breathing in week 2, but because breath is so important, and some of the facts that I threw out last time in week 2 were breathing, when you exhale, you're actually exhaling 70% of the toxins in your body, which is insane to me. So learning to take these deep, long breaths are very important, because when you breathe in, you're oxygenating all of the cells in your body and in your brain. And then when you exhale, you're getting rid of all the junk, all the toxins. So it's beneficial. And unfortunately, like if this is our lungs, we usually use about this much of it during our day, because we don't. How often do you think about breathing during the day? Right. Most people say never, because they're busy, right? This is what we're too busy to think about our breath and this and that. Again, we're not usually in the present. So learning to pay attention to your breath is a great way to learn to become mindful. So the reason I have breathing on here again is because now you're going to be able to start taking control of your breath. The first part was, in week 2, you were just realizing and coming back to the present. This time, as I said in week 2, if you could control your breath, you can control your life. It's an amazing thing. Breathing is something we do involuntarily, but we also can have control over it. So if you can learn to control it, you can control a lot of your emotions. And, a lot of us have anxiety and stress and, all these emotions. And instead of letting those emotions well up and take us over, if you learn to catch that in time, being mindful, and you take that long, deep breath, it can calm you down, and then you can take over that emotion instead of it taking over you. And I'm just going to kind of show you what happens when you do take long, deep, slow breath. You turn on your parasympathetic system instead of the sympathetic, which is pretty much what we run around with all day, which is the fight or flight. The parasympathetic, it slows you down. It's the rest and digest. It's an amazing place. So like I said, if you have anxiety or stress or, whatever, in order to slow yourself down, taking those long, slow, deep breaths, and there's different ways to do this. So I do a breathing exercise in the morning, every single morning as part of my morning routine, which if you don't have a morning routine, you should adopt one. It doesn't have to be complex. It can be very simple. I'm going to tell you mine really quick. I wake up, I brew some tea. While it's brewing, I do a breathing exercise. And then when I'm done with my breathing exercise, I pour my tea. While it's cooling, I do a little bit of stretching, and then I read a motivational sort of reading, and I'm off onto my day. I can look at my phone on my laptop and go on my day. At that point, I've won my morning. I'm going to win my day. Let's get back to the point, though. Breathing. So in my exercise in the morning, I have experimented with different types of exercises because there are a ton out there. And I will have links on the bottom of this with different articles and different exercises on breathing. So you can check those out and try them out, and then adopt the ones that work best for you. And like I said, I've gone through a bunch of different ones. I'm going to show you one right now, which is a very simple one, but it's definitely effective. It's a box breathing, which makes it simple. You breathe in for 4 seconds, you hold for 4 seconds, you breathe out for 4 seconds, and then you hold for 4 seconds, and you repeat it. This is a very simple one. It's easy to remember. It's 4, right? So that's all you got to remember is breathe in for 4, hold for 4, breathe out for 4, hold for 4, repeat. So when you're doing this, the first thing is you're learning to control your breath because you're counting, but you're also being mindful. You're being present while you're doing this, So it's a very good beginning exercise to kind of learn how to control your breath. And at the beginning, it may be tough to hold it for 4 seconds or, even breathe in for 4 seconds or whatever it may be. But that's why it's practice. Practice makes better. So don't be discouraged if you're having trouble holding it or breathing in or any of that kind of stuff. Just keep at it. You will get better. I promise you. When I started doing breathing exercises, about 6 months after I started, I couldn't believe it. I'd do a workout and I'd be like, I'm not even tired. It was because I had, my lungs had expanded and they breathe in all this air now and they're so much healthier. So anyway, breathing exercises are amazing. So try them out. Like I said, I'm going to have links. If you're watching this on a different, site, I don't know what site you're watching this on, but I will have all the links and all the information to what I talk about and all the other weeks, the 13 weeks to mindfulness on truepathplanner.com/13. Okay. So this week, like I said, it's breathing, and I'm just going to read this to you. It says, wait, I already know this because we did breathing in week 2, but it says, this week, you're going to take control of your breath. Take a few minutes each day and take over something that you do involuntarily. Learn to control your breath and you will learn to control your life. Each day, take a few minutes and breathe deep in and out through your nose slowly. At the end, know that you are in control. So basically what I've been talking about. And I promise you that once you start to learn to connect your breath with different things in your life, different emotions, different, actions, that's another thing. And I'm not going to go into it too much right now, but sometimes we want to be motivated. We want to go do stuff and we try and think about, get up and go do it. And a lot of times we fail. But if you do a physical movement, like a one breath, if you think about it, like I need to go do this. And then you take that one deep breath, I guarantee you're going to flip that switch. You're going to get up and go do it. So it's an automatic action response. So it helps you create action. So that's just a whole nother aspect of why breathing is good. So learning about your breath and learning how to do it correctly is important. So when are you going to breathe this week? So, once a day. Like I said, I do mine in the morning. I have it in my morning routine, so it's automatically done. Not that I don't think about it the rest of the day, but that is specifically my time to get my day started and get me going. So pick a time. And then what we've been doing a lot with a lot of the other exercises is setting an alarm. So you can do that as well. So set an alarm for a certain time. And then when it goes off, do a couple minutes of just like the box breathing exercise. Start with that. And then read some of these articles, some of the different exercises that are available out there. Try them all out. See what works. And as you get better at it, you'll start to learn that you'll start to make your own little exercises. And it's kind of cool. Again, you're going to oxygenate all of your cells in your body and your brain, and you're going to get rid of 70% of the toxins in your body. Who doesn't want that? And then on the daily True Path, every single day. Today, I will mindfully breathe. Pretty simple. And like I said, you can do it, with an alarm, or you can, do it at a specific time each day. Remember to do it though. Your brain won't remember, so you need to set reminders. So that's why the alarm's good. If not, do a post-it on your bathroom mirror or whatever you need to do to be successful in this. All right. So this is a good one. And now we're getting into it. We're into the weeks where you've now, after this time, should start to understand how mindfulness works a little better. And now you're starting to work with the mindfulness, right? Because this is our breathing. You're not just breathing to become present. You're breathing to take an action within your life. So this is where you can start to use the mindfulness to improve your life. Okay? Have a great week, and I will talk to you next week.